Welcome back to the channel, guys. It's the start of season 21, and these are our Champions League fixtures. Rennes away, PAOK at home, Gladbach at home, Real Madrid at home, Girona, last year's semi-finalists away, Red Star Belgrade away from home, Juventus at home, and Barcelona away. So, as you can see from there, 4 really tough ties. I don't know why Girona are ranked as third pot and Rennes as second, but looks like we've got 5 tough ties and 3 easier ones. So top 8 is always the aim. We've also played 3 games in the Premier League, and those games have gone as follows. We beat Watford in the first game 4-1, Greatrix with a goal, and Nicholson with a debut goal as well, the guy that came through last intake. We lost to Liverpool 3-0 away. They deserved to win. 3-1 was slightly harsh on us, but they did deserve to win. And then we just battered Man City and kept up the winning streak, which is only 2 games, I think. But either way, 4-1. Bennett scored, Brothers, Greatrix, and then Hemsley as well. It's December, and we are 6th in the Premier League. Yes, it's not as high as usual, but we've been playing a lot more young players, and we are only 7 points off the top of the league with the game in hand, so it's not the end of the world. Genuinely, I don't even mind if we finish 5th, 6th, like even if it's Europa League next season. I don't want that, but it's fine because I don't think we're going to finish it in the next couple of seasons. I think it's going to need 3 or 4. We shall see. Could be wrong. Could be really wrong. But at the moment, I'm enjoying playing some of the 16-year-olds that are looking like they're going to become very good. And I'd really like a super team to win the Champions League rather than sort of like winning the Champions League with a few players that are going to end up being good at 16, 17. We don't get to see their full form type thing. So I would like to keep going and get a couple of these players that I'm going to show you in a second a bit better so I can see their full potential. That'd be really nice. The Champions League, though, is going really well. We're 3rd, Liverpool 1st, Tottenham 2nd. So it's an all-English affair at the top. We've won 4 games. We've beat Red Star Belgrade 3-0. We beat Real Madrid at home 2-1, Gladbach at home, and PAOK at home as well. We've drawn against Girona and Rennes away from home. And we've still got to play Juventus, so we're here in 6th, and Barcelona in 12th. So top 8 isn't guaranteed at all. One more win than it probably is, but it's going to be really tough. Linton done it. Now, I am so on the fence with this guy. I don't even know how to explain it, genuinely. So he'll be really good, and his potential will go up to 5-star, and his value will go up, and he'll play really well. And then all of a sudden, he either gets injured, doesn't play well, his value goes down, his potential always goes down to 4.5 stars, and I'm sat there thinking, oh, he's not going to become very good. And then he just got a hat-trick in a Premier League game from the right wing. He's got 7 goals in 12 starts and 3 assists, 7.3 average rating in all competitions. He's got 3 goals in 5 Champions League games. I don't know what to make of him. I genuinely do not know what to make of him because I think he should be better at this point. He's already played 40 matches for us so far, but he's playing well right now, so I'm just going to keep playing him, see what happens. But I wish he'd sort of make that next step up. I just do, because I need to see that he's going to become good, because at the moment, there's some part of me thinking he's not going to be as good as what I think he is. We're going to show Greatrix then. He's not pulled up any trees this season, to be honest. 6 goals in 16 matches. Not played very well at all, I'm not going to lie to you. 1 assist as well, so I don't know what's happened there. I am slightly worried that he's running out of potential. It says he's not. It says he's a leading championship, and it says potentially Premier League standard. And it's also said before could improve a lot and could improve significantly. So there's no signs at all that he's not going to get better. But look at the progress bar. From January, he went up till the end of the season. And since the season started, he's actually gone down and got worse since the season started, which shouldn't be happening. It should not be happening if you're starting almost every single match and you've got a good personality. That just shouldn't happen. So it's worried me slightly, I'm not going to lie. We've played Nicholson a couple of times this season as well. He's improved slightly. His determination has gone up. He's only got a balanced personality, so I'm not expecting ridiculous improvement really quickly. 9 starts, 2 substitute appearances, and his average is 7.11. No complaints with him either. He's playing in the easier matches when we play at home, so he's doing quite a good job. I don't expect, again, him to be world-class, but if I can get a nice little decent mid-table centre-half out of him, that's pretty good. And then the other guy I want to mention is Nicholson. Now, he came through last intake, and he was worth a ridiculous amount as soon as he signed up, and I think he wanted like 10, 11 grand straight away. And it's clear that he's going to be good too. 3 goals in 5 starts, 4 off the bench, 1 assist, 7.23. He's doing really well. He is the backup to Hemsley, and Hemsley's not doing too well this season. I think this season for Hemsley is the sign that he's now only going to go down. And he's been a fantastic servant, but his average rating now, he's not playing very well. The game's sort of passing him by a little bit. And Thompson's very good when he plays. He's got 17 work rate as well, which is really nice in that attacking midfield centre position, because I need him to sometimes press the centre-backs, I need him to sometimes press the DMs, and I need him to come back sometimes and try and win the ball. So he's very good at that. He's got good determination, good teamwork, so he works well with his team, and he's determined to go and win the ball. It's really nice. He's got good acceleration, he's got a good height, he's 6'4", good dribbling. I'm currently working on his first touch and his technique, also his dribbling, but doesn't need to be touched. I'm just really working on his first touch and his technique, just to get that up. I need him to be a little bit more technically secure on the ball so he doesn't lose it as much. But I'm really impressed by him. This is one of the guys I was talking about at the start, where part of me doesn't want to win the Champions League just yet until this guy turns 18, 19, so I can see like how good he's going to be, because I think he's going to be scary good. And that's it so far in terms of the young players that's made any sort of dent into the first team. The rest, it's just the same sort of team. I had a few people in the comments as well mention Bushell. So we're going to talk about Bushell. He's 28 now, and he has just not done anything like you would expect him to. It's a shame. We lost him for 19 million. Well, I sold him, really. I mean, he had a fantastic season. He's not done anything since, really. He went on loan from Hull to the second Bundesliga, to Greuther Fürth, and he did okay, to be fair. And then he came back to Hull. He played 26 games there, but he came off the bench 25 times. Scored 5, bit of a super sub. Went to Burnley for only 250 grand. What an absolute fumble from Hull City. Really, really bad. And then he's sort of just playing for Burnley in the Championship. And to be fair, he's playing regularly this season, but up until this season, he hasn't. He's not had any starts in his season since he's left us. 3 really good seasons, 2 promotions in that time as well. Got us promoted into the Championship, and then we sort of had to lose him to fund the current situation, what's happened now. So it was a good decision, but I feel a bit sorry for him. 6'7", 18 jumping reach. He's clearly a very good weapon in the air, but yeah, he's not kicked on, unfortunately. I think he was at full potential when I had him, so we sold him at the perfect time. But I've had a couple of people mention it in the comments, so I thought I'd put him in there to put that to bed. He's unfortunately not hit the heights. Let's have a look at the preview then, because that's what we're here for at this point of the video. We need defenders, guys. We need defenders, and honestly, I'll take another centre midfielder for a bit of depth. But defenders, literally, that's all we need. Centre-backs, and yeah, in fact, I need all defenders. Left back, right back, centre-backs. So yeah, that'd be fantastic. 1, 2, 3. Oh my god. Oh wow. Fullbacks, centre-backs, goalkeeper, we don't really need. Striker, attacking midfielder. That is... The gradings on that is... Wow. That's really good, isn't it? 4 A's at this stage of the save. 4 A ratings. Now, obviously, let's not get too carried away, because you never know. It might not be as good. But that is very promising, isn't it? I cannot wait now to get to March. We're into January, guys. We have climbed up to 3rd position. I think everyone's just been a bit not very good, to be honest. I think people are dropping points. All the top teams are beating each other. The top 5 especially, they're all winning. Newcastle haven't kicked on like I thought. They're in 10th. Chelsea's still down there as well in 11th. Southampton, Fulham and Brentford are around there. Like there's like 11 good teams, I would say, in this division, like Chelsea and upwards. Rest of them, like Bournemouth, are all right, but yeah, it's a weird one. We don't have anyone in the average rating, the assists, the goals, the clean sheets, the player of the matches. We have yellow cards, obviously, because we get a lot of yellow cards. But I don't know. Weird season. It might be one of those seasons where we actually might nick it. You never know. We've got a game in hand to go up to 1 point behind Arsenal. Liverpool were top, and now they've slipped down, and Man City is slipping down, and I know it's weird. Anyway, the news I've got to bring you is this. Harry Nicholson is retiring. He was out of contract at the end of the season. He wanted 50 grand a week. I didn't want to give him a contract just yet. I wanted to wait until maybe February or March until he lowered his demands. I asked him to reconsider his retirement. He says that I tried to convince him, but he's hanging up his boots. He should really see gloves, but I get why they can't do it, because yeah, I mean, they'd have to change it for a goalkeeper. I don't know if they can do that. But yeah, Nicholson's leaving. An absolute all-timer of a player. 734 appearances, 886 goals conceded, which says a lot. But the amount of times we were playing against teams better than us in all these divisions, and yeah, what a player. Been really, really good. He was never really a Premier League goalkeeper looking at his attributes, but he played like one. What a player. Got to pay homage to him. Just an insane, insane goalkeeper. got us up through right at the start, came in the 10th division, I think that is. Just one of the players I'll probably remember the most as I go forward playing FM in years to come. I'll always remember Harry Nicholson. Just one of those guys. Really, really good. Performed way above his attributes. And yeah, I think it's just time to say goodbye, Harry. And what a brilliant servant. We've also moved on Michael Reeve this January. Now he's 30 now, and he's played a lot of games for us. 500, I think he said. He says 447 down here, but he played 500 and odd in all competitions. And he was a good defender. Good tackling, good technique, good marking, good positioning, good concentration, good decision making, and a bit of pace. He could play both sides. He was very, very useful for a long, long time. What a servant he's been. We're into March, 30 games played, and honestly, we've only lost 2 games. We've drawn a couple more than I'd like, but we've only lost 2 matches in 30. I've had a bit of a change to how I approach some matches, so we're avoiding a lot more losses because I'm changing formations away from home against bigger teams. So I'm hoping that's going to give us the edge eventually once these players improve a little bit. Because at the minute, Arsenal and Liverpool especially have got the best teams by far. As you can see there, Man City, they've got good goal difference, but they're down there in 7th. They're no longer a dominant team that they once were. It's like, I think it just goes in cycles, doesn't it, I guess. Some of their players have got old, they've got some new players now and whatever. So we're hanging in there. We're all right. It's very tight again. No one's running away with it any season. And we're 2 points off the top of the league. The reason why we're only 2 points off the top of the league is because we were top, but we threw away points to, I think, Norwich away from home. We drew 3-3. They scored like all 3 shots on target. I think we also drew with Leicester. We dropped some silly points. So we've lost against, this year, Brentford away and Liverpool away. And Liverpool battered us, which is fair. We drew against Arsenal away, which is the reason why I was talking about. We drew against Man City away. We drew against Tottenham away. And their results we got because of the change that I did, and I'll show you in a second. So the Champions League then went like this. We got into the top 8 again. It's becoming quite a regular occurrence. We did all right, you know. We won 5 games. We beat Juventus. We beat Real Madrid. We won our 4 home games. We lost against Barcelona away. So the away games, like I said, tough. But I did change my tactics a couple of times, and we only lost by 1 goal against Barca, and we drew against very good teams away. So I'm hoping, like I said, I'll come on to it in a sec, but it seems to be better. We don't seem to be getting dominated as much away from home. Then the knockout rounds, obviously we weren't in this, but Leipzig went through, Milan, Inter Milan, Bayern Munich went out to PSV, Bayer Leverkusen went out, Atletico Madrid went out to Real Madrid, and yeah, that's basically what happened. Inter Milan are very good. They beat Gladbach 8-2 on aggregate. And then we got drawn against PSG. We played PSG first away from home, and we won 3-1. And as you can see, it's a change of formation. And not only that, we deserved to win the game. We had the most shots on target, the more chances created XG, all that stuff. And we use this formation. And it's slightly different, obviously, because usually we play a bit of a 4-2-3-1. But we put a defensive midfielder in, and we bring the wingers back, and we dominate them. So that is the new change that I've been doing. It's a formation. If you're a long-time viewer of me and you watch me on Twitch, and you have done for years, then you'll know that I love this formation, and it's probably my favourite formation, 4-1-4-1. I think it's the best one on the game for overperforming, right? I think you can get the craziest results with 4-1-4-1 that you can't get with other formations. Genuinely, just how I feel. But if you don't, and you're sort of a new viewer to the channel, then you might not know that I really love this formation. So it's something I pulled out, and I thought, I always go back to it because I really like how it plays. I really like how disciplined it is at defending. Like, people get behind the ball. You're really tough to break down, and you can counter-attack. I really like that style because it's pragmatic. It's the way you should approach games against PSG in the Champions League away from home. You shouldn't just go out there and try and attack. It's more realistic. I don't know. I like it. It's the way it is. So we're trying to employ that a bit more. We've got some good results this season. And the games that we have lost with it, they're narrow games. It's not like a 3-0. We lost to Liverpool, like I showed you, away from home, 3-0 at the start of the season. I didn't change formation. I just went with a 4-2-3-1, and we got dominated, and rightfully so. So I've got a bit more pragmatic, a bit more makes more sense, and I'm starting to see the fruits of that, which is really, really good. So I'm hoping this 4-1-4-1 in a couple of games, if we put it in the right matches and use it at the right times, we can maybe get one of these trophies a lot quicker. So that was the round of 16. We drew 0-0 at home, but we had like 4 XG. We just could not score. And I guess we didn't need to because we won 3-1 away, but it nearly became very frustrating. Man City went out to Inter Milan. Inter Milan beat Man City 7-2 in Italy, which was crazy. Arsenal beat PSV. Liverpool beat Toulouse. Villarreal knocked out Juventus. Real Madrid knocked out Girona, but again, very tight 2-1 on aggregate, and then Tottenham beat Milan 2-0 on aggregate. So it's a stacked Champions League this year. In the quarter-final, we don't know who we're getting yet. We're going to get drawn that on the 18th in 4 days. But now we have the intake to have a look at. Let's have a look. 1, 2, 3. Okay, it's a 5-star intake. 2 Irish players again. A false 9, a centre midfielder, a centre-back, and a striker. It's not as good as I thought it was going to be based on the preview. It said we were going to get maybe like 5 good players. We've got 3 and maybe one of these are good. Because I'm going to sign... A couple of people say it in the comments, and I think you're probably right, the guys that say it. You've said it on previous series as well, but I think you're right. Especially at this stage, when potential can be miscalculated a little bit with your players, because your players are good. My players are good now, right? So these ratings might be a little bit off. So I'm going to sign the guys up with good potential, even if they've got lower potential, with good personalities, because they might surprise us, right? They might really surprise us and become really good and really important. So, and money's not an option, and under 18s aren't highly populated. So I've moved them up to under 21. So we'll sign up a lot of players if they've got good personalities. And maybe some of these good ones have got bad personalities, which will be a shame, but let's go have a look. So straight away, one of the big 3 elite talents is unambitious, which is a nightmare. Arthur Kapllani, half Irish, half Albanian. If we look down here, to be fair, there's not that many good personalities, really. Adam Gorman down here. He looks all right, to be fair. I'm going to show you as well, actually. I'm going to show you this. I wasn't going to show you, but I think it's important. So I'm going to bring the guy's profile up, and then you'll either remember him or you won't, but I'm going to explain what happened. So 2 seconds. Jose Sanchez. Now, I don't know if you remember this guy, but he came through our academy, 2036-37, when we were in the championship. And we let him go on a free because his potential was shocking and he wasn't improving. And then he went to Slough in League 2 and did all right, to be fair. In fact, did really well. And then Malaga paid 6 million for him in La Liga and played him in La Liga a lot. And he did well in La Liga in 2 full seasons. And then Fulham in the Premier League have paid for him 18 million. Now, they're going to ruin him because Premier League teams ruin players in general. They do. He's only played 3 substitute appearances, so he's not going to get any better. But look how good he is. He'd been very useful for us. And I feel very silly, to be honest, because again, I think he came through with 3 stars potential, good personality, and I didn't really think much because he wasn't improving anything. And I kept getting told in his reports that he's close to full potential. Just shows you. And it's another reason, when I saw him move to Fulham, it's another reason I thought, do you know what? The guys in the comments are probably right. Sign them up, and you might get surprised. You might not. The chances are you won't get surprised, but the player like this might happen, and it'll be a nice little surprise. It's happened a little bit with Chimese, and that's why I signed him up. But yeah, he would be a good player for us right now, right? He'd be a good left wing back up to Bennett, and I feel a bit silly for it, to be honest. But it's happened. I thought I'd show you because sometimes this does happen, and it's the way the game is. But yeah, he'd have been a really good player, inside forward on the left-hand side, or a winger, whichever. So some of these guys, I think he came through with like 3 stars potential like that. Pretty much like Dion Collins here. And I signed him up because he had decent starting attributes. But it didn't look like he was going to improve, but he did. So what do I know? So Adam Gorman here, he's got low potential, right? 2.5 stars. But he looks good. He looks like he's got good attributes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sign him up and hope that's wrong, right? I'm hoping that the coaches are wrong because they might be. They're probably not, but they might be. Let's have a look at Gerard Hassani, who's a midfield left and right. He's 1 star's current ability. See, he's not going to make it. I can tell straight away he's not going to make it. Physically, he's fine, but no, that's not going to happen. But Gorman, for example, he does look quite good. Deji Adebayo, let's have a look at him. Another Nigerian. We're getting a lot of Nigerians. I quite like that. It's quite cool. He's got decent attributes as well, to be fair. Yeah, we'll sign him up as well. No problem with that. Why not? £90 a week. He's not hurting anyone. Farend Kakar? I don't know how you say that. Outspoken, balanced. Again, same position as the other guy. Yeah, it looks all right. Again, going to sign him up because you never know, do you? Let's have a look. Some of these guys might surprise us. Dion Collins, then. 16 determination. Let's have a look at him. Left winger. Again, pretty much like that Sanchez guy. I'm going to sign him up. And we're going to see what happens. Most of these guys that I sign up with low potential are not going to be good enough. But they might. Lewis Dolling, I'm not going to sign him up because his personality. And to be fair, he's not going to make it. Ali Darkin. Centre-back. Temperamental is really bad. And then outspoken, volatile and confrontational just makes it even worse. But let's have a look at him. I've got to sign him up. He's good. You can tell straight away the difference, right, between the guys before and him. You can see it. He could be a really good right back. I'm actually quite excited, to be fair. If his potential is a bit of a lie, we might have a really good player there. Okay, no, I'm gonna get him in, and I'm gonna try and tutor him straight away. I think he's worth tutoring. I think he's got the makings of a very good player, and he wants a lot of cash. So fine, yeah, that's really good. I quite like him. Just again, if his personality was really good, you might get some game time next year. We have to tutor him first, I think. Right, Oran Colliver, left back, centre back, only 5'8", so he's going to be a left back. Let's have a look at him. Yeah, he's definitely a left back, and he looks all right, to be fair. He does look okay, I'm not going to lie. Yeah. Work on his defending, I work on his marking and his positioning to start with, but he's got some very good attributes. Some players you can just tell might be able to make it, and some you just can tell that they'll be nowhere near. So yeah, let's get that signed up. Okay, it's not looking too badly. Joe Knott. South Emsall 6'3", fairly loyal. Let's have a look at Joe. Yeah, very good. I think he's going to be better than what that potential suggests. He is very good already. The physicals and the 14, yeah. No, I like him. He looks good. I think that potential is wrong. I'll be honest. Yeah, I think it is. Let's get him signed up. Right then, now we're looking at the elite talents. Arta Kapllani. We're going to have a look at him first because unfortunately he's got the worst personality. So let's have a look at Kapllani. Attacking midfielder, striker. 5'10". Let's have a look at you. Yeah, it's just a shame, isn't it, the determination? It's just such a shame. It just is. It really is. I'm not sure what to do exactly. If we stay 4-2-3-1, I think he's attacking midfielder. Right, I think that makes sense. I like his strength, though. He's just quite good at everything, but not amazing at anything. We've got a very good all-round game. Obviously, we're going to sign him up. We're going to try and shoot him as well. Injury prone, which is not the greatest. Fortunately, the personalities can make or break players. It's very frustrating, but Hakan Guven. Is it Guven? Guven. I don't know which one it is. Half Turkish, half English. 5'11". So 1.5 stars. Let's have a look at Hakan. Yeah, he looks good. Physically, he's struggling a little bit, but he looks good. If we can get him a little bit pacier and he'll work on his pass. But then he's a decent right back as well. We might have found a right back this intake, guys. I'm not going to lie. We might have found one. Between him and Ali Darkin, we might have found the right person. He's consistent as well, which is quite nice. That's always good to see. Competitive streak, which is a bit annoying because obviously you can get red cards. And obviously speed, which we need to work on if he's going to be a wing back. Oh, well, a full back. But I'm actually quite happy with this intake so far. I do think as you get to the end of these challenges and you get better players, it's easier for your coaches to be wrong about these guys because they don't know how to fully rate them. I've definitely found that out, that sometimes low potential players, that it looks like they're going to be low, end up being very good, actually. So I'm not even going to try and pronounce where he's from. Yeah, I'm not even going to try that one. Gavin Coleman. So this is effectively the best player from this intake. He's 5 stars, fairly professional, which is always amazing. He can play centre midfield, attacking midfield, striker. Let's have a look at Gavin. Yeah, looks good, doesn't he? He does look good. Another one for that potential shadow striker. We're going to be very, very, very good in the attacking areas in a couple of seasons. We're going to be scoring even more goals than we do now. Got some great players coming through. Consistent again, but it's dark green. So it's a light green consistency as well, which is really, really good. Do you know what? I'm quite happy about that intake. I think we're going to get some decent players out of that. I think that is wow, he wants a lot. He might be a worldie, by the way. He genuinely might be a worldie, Mike Gavin. I think that's a 7.5, maybe an 8, genuinely. No, I think I'm going to go 8. I'm going to go 8. For some reason, I'm excited about that one. I am. As always, let me know what you think about it. Let me know what you think some players should play, where they shouldn't play. and what you think I should improve on them. You might see something I don't. And let's get back to the season. It's the Champions League quarter-final and semi-final draw, guys. Arsenal, Liverpool, Barca, Real, Darton, Tottenham, Inter, Villarreal. This is probably, since we've been in it, the most stacked Champions League quarter-final that we've been in. So any of these teams are going to be extremely difficult. So whatever we get, there's no good draw. Let's have a look. Barcelona out first, the winners of the last 2 years. Pedri is the ceremony host as well. Oh no, sorry, Inter Milan did beat Barcelona. Yes, they did. Pedri's right. He is absolutely right. Inter Milan, who beat us last year, they went on and beat Barcelona in the final. That is true, they did. I forgot about that. I thought it was Barcelona. No, Barcelona have won a couple, but Inter Milan are probably the best team right now. So I'm glad those two are playing together. That's two big ones out of the hat. So let's have a look. Arsenal, beating Arsenal this year. Liverpool, okay, yeah, Liverpool are very good. I think out of these guys, I'd take Villarreal or... Can't believe I'm saying it, Real Madrid. Villarreal. Real Madrid. So it looks like we've got Tottenham. Okay, interesting. Out of the English teams, it's probably the best one. Here we go then. Here's the semi-final. Let's have a look. Barcelona or Inter Milan against, please be Arsenal or Liverpool. Yes. Yes. Okay. Okay. So if we go through Tottenham, right, that's good. That's good. Probably if I was to make a bet, the best 4 teams are on the other side. That's good. That's way better than it could have been. We don't want to be playing the Inter Milan, Barcelona. Nah, especially Liverpool are really good. And Arsenal are top of the league this season. So, yeah, those 4 teams are the best. We're in the good side of the draw. And we might even lose to Tottenham. They're still very good, but just not as good. This is an important one. So, I've just put Kapllani. As soon as he signed up, I put him into the first team, right? And I've just had this message. I've not even put him in a mentorship group yet, right? I've not even put him in a group. There's no groups yet in the mentoring. If I go training, mentoring, there's nothing there, right? I've not set it up just yet. Literally about to do it. Got this message saying that he's the squad's general character has a positive effect. And it says the squad's less desirable characteristics have had an effect lately. It always says that. That's not the point. The point is, he came from unambitious. He's already changed from unambitious to low determination. His determination is still 4, but his personality has already changed. He's also worth between 17 million and 22 million. And in the inbox message that I got about the intake, he was listed as the gem, the main guy in that intake. It wasn't Coleman, it was Kapllani, which is unfortunate because obviously his personality is not as good. But that's really good that he was rated the best and his personality's changed from unambitious to low determination, which is not much better. I'm guessing it's his ambition has gone up a little bit. So he's changed regardless, which I think is really positive. And now I'm going to put him in a mentoring group, and hopefully the determination can go up to maybe 6, 7, 8 eventually, and we can get someone who can become really good for us. Right then, so I put Kapllani in a mentorship group, and I've put in the team leaders, Bennett, Nicholson and Hemsley, because they've got decent personalities. To be fair, Hemsley should not really be in his balanced personalities. We'll take him out, but we've got driven, professional, model, professional and professional. The highly influential players don't have as much of an impact, but they'll have some. And he has a significant effect from the group, which is really good. So those 4 are going to try and help him out. We'll try and keep Bennett. Nicholson obviously is leaving. I'll have to put someone else in here at the end of the season when he leaves. But for now, for this next couple of months, then I think that looks quite good. I've got bad news, and then good news, and then more bad news. So the first, I guess, bad news is Premier League has gone down the pan. Premier League season has gone down the pan. So we started with a decent result away at Chelsea, seeing as they're our bogey team, away from home, and we more than deserved a point. So that was the first game we played since the last update. And then we got battered at home against Tottenham, 3-0. And that was just before the 2 Champions League games against them. So, not good. We got battered. As you can see, simple as that. We just got torn apart. They scored. They just battered us. It's as simple as that. Again, Premier League. So 2 games there. We've drawn 1. And another 2 hard games, but we've got 1 point from 4. After the Tottenham game, we got beat by Sunderland away from home. Not good. Again, we had a lot of shots. Didn't do much with it. They scored theirs. And they probably did deserve to win slightly. Maybe a draw was a fairer result. But we didn't get any points again. So in 3 games, we've got 1 point. That leaves the table looking like this. And we are now in 6th. Which won't be Champions League at all, by the way. Which is very, very... that'll be a bit gutting, to be honest, for next season. We won't be getting Champions League at all if it carries on the way it's going. We've got a game in hand. If we win the game in hand, we're going to 4th. And top 5 get Champions League. So it's not the end of the world. We can definitely finish 2nd still. Arsenal were too far away from us. But yeah, I think 3rd is the absolute highest we'll finish. And 6th is the lowest we'll finish. But the Premier League basically is just... we've got to fight for the top 4 or 5. But we can't win the title. Which I didn't expect to win it anyway. But the way we've sort of like just... fault a little bit in the last couple of games is not good at all, especially against teams that we probably should have won. Now to some better news. In the first leg of the Champions League away from home at Tottenham, straight after they beat us 3-0 at our place, I was expecting the worst. And we won the game. Again, we went 4-1, 4-1. Greatrix, by the way, I'm going to speak about Greatrix in a second. I don't know what's happened to him. I do not know what's happened to him. But the Champions League, first leg, we won at their ground, which was really, really good. We rode our luck a little bit. Holland had a really good game, but we ground it out. We got the result, and we finished one of our chances. And to finish off the good news, we beat them at our place, 3-2. They had a penalty, and they had a red card and a goal disallowed. Greatrix did score this game, but we went 4-2-3-1 for that one, and we got the win. So we're in the Champions League semi-final. We've got Real Madrid, because they beat Villarreal. So that's the good news after the Premier League bad news. The other bad news is that in the FA Cup semi-final, we lost to Liverpool. Neutral ground, so we didn't have the home advantage. Obviously at Wembley, as you can see in the background. And it was such an even game, and they've just got 2 good players, to be honest. They've just got 2 good players. Not 2 good players, but they're too good, their players, if that makes sense. And yeah, I don't know why Bankole is there. He didn't start the game in attacking midfield. He was in defensive midfield, and obviously it's been moved. We changed in game to try and get it. We brought Hemsley on, and yeah, we couldn't get a goal. So that was frustrating. So that's the bad news after the Premier League bad news. So domestically, not good. Continentally, very good so far. The other bad news is this man, Greatrix. I'm very scared. I'm not going to lie. I thought we had a generational worldie, and now I am very, very worried. He has only scored 11 goals in all competitions. I'm not sure what's happened. He's missing chances he didn't miss last season. The worst thing about it for me is it's not even about his output. It's about his progression. And since the start of the season, he's actually got worse. All season, he's been playing, and he's not got any better. That is a massive, massive red flag on FM, on this challenge. I've never seen this happen, and him actually become really, really good. It's usually a sign that they're slowing down. I'm hoping it's wrong, but he's worrying me. So that is where we are at the moment. We got knocked out in the Carabao Cup 3rd round against Man United. We got knocked out in the semi-final against Liverpool. We're so very close. We've just got a couple of areas that are weaknesses in our defence that's stopping us from being able to get our hands on at least 1 or 2 of these trophies. It's so frustrating at centre-back and at right-back, and even at left-back a little bit. It's a real big problem. McLeod is having to carry the defence, and he can't do it all. So we're the lowest position we've ever had been in the Premier League at this stage for a while. We've got Real Madrid in the semi-final, away at first leg. We're going to be playing that next, and hopefully we can get into the Champions League final to sort of try and resurrect this season. Just before the Real Madrid game and game week 35, we lost 2-0 to Man United. It's a shocker. We beat Everton 1-0, and then we've just lost to Man United. So now we're 6th outright. There's no games in hand. The highest we're going to finish, realistically now, is 4th. And the lowest we're going to finish is 6th. So I just need to get to 4th or 5th, and we get Champions League. And then we maybe write it off as a bad season. I'm so glad that Newcastle managed to get a draw against Tottenham there. A bit annoying that Leicester didn't get a point against City, but it is what it is. Arsenal lost, which meant Liverpool overtook them at the top, which is a very tough one, that. Brentford beating them. That'll sting. And then, yeah, it's I don't know what's happened, guys. I don't know what's happened to us. We just... Both strikers, off form, missing chances, and they're both being terrible right now. Osterfield as well as Greatrix. There's none of them that are banging goals in. Last season, they were both. This season, neither of them. So it's one of those ones where I don't know what's happened, but we just have to get through it. Real Madrid Champions League semi-final time, guys. We're playing in a 4-1-4-1. We're missing Isaac Brothers, which is a nightmare. Yeah, they're playing a 4-2-3-1. They've got 2 DMs. Their team's very good, as you'd expect. Let's see if we can hold them. Let's see if we can get a draw or maybe even a loss by just 1 goal until Isaac Brothers is back for the next game. Let's just try and keep it tight in Spain and see if we can get back home and win the tie. It's not been a good start from us. I've got Osterfield up front. He's had like 8 games without a goal. This is not good. They've countered us. Oh dear. He's very good, isn't he, Thiago? Just literally a one-man band there on that right-hand side. Have a look at him. Wow. Yeah, look at the agility and the dribbling. That's what's going to be the difference there. They're having all the shots, but if we can just hold on, might be able to score a header or a set piece. Here we go then, corner. Just as I said that. Oh, over the bar. McLeod with his armband on. Fantastic. Right, I'm going to say no pressure again. Said that at the start of the game. Go, let's go. Obviously, we can bring on Greatrix. I don't think he'll do too much, but we can bring him on if Osterfield carries on being not very good. One of them at some point should come out of this bad form, and Bancole is given a penalty away. Big games, away from home, Champions League. You don't need your players giving penalties away, do you? Come on, Holland. Come on, Holland. Oh, that's a shocker. 18th goal of the season. That's a shocker. 1-0 down. A mistake. It's always a mistake. Just some of my players aren't good enough. And that's why we make those mistakes. I'm not going to try and force it, though, unless they score another one. It's a good pass. As you can see, they're way better than us. Look at that. Look at that. Absolutely torn us to shreds. We're just not good enough. This season's a bit of a reality check, to be honest. Let's go back to the 4-2-3-1. This season has shown us that we're nowhere near good enough, and we've been overachieving massively in the last couple of seasons. Fortunately, it is what it is. Hoping we can get something, 1 goal. And maybe this might go 3 and 4-0, guys. I'm genuine. It might do. Yeah, it's gonna do. That's a good save. I don't know what's happening. I can't seem to stop these good teams steamrolling through us now. Last couple of years I could. This one, our luck's run out, I think. We've not been very good. I'm going to push us up if I can. There, just one. We're going to make some subs, even though it's going to weaken our team. We're going to put Reed on. We're going to put Dunnett on. We're going to put Greatrix on. Who else? Hemsley's not doing anything. Let's bring on Thompson. Why not? Let's give these guys a go. We've got to trust them at some point. See if we can get one back. If we get one back, I'm fairly confident at home we can do something. But 2-0 down. And they've battered us the entire match, to be fair. We've had nothing. So it's looking like a barren season again. And we might not even have Champions League next season. So probably use it. If that happens, we'll use next season as just like a youngsters playing all season. And see where we are. Hopefully there's a mistake here. I doubt it, but hopefully there's a mistake here from their team. No, there's not. No, they're too good. They're too good. I wish he'd have headed that rather than that coming back out, because that's not a good sign. Penalty again. What a save. We're just a shambles at the moment, guys. I don't know what's happened. We'll get back. We'll get back to where we were, but right now it's a rough patch. It's a rough one. It is. Keeper. Nice. He's kept this down to 2-0, to be honest. Yeah, that's just a really bad performance. Hopefully we're better in the second leg. Catch you in a second. We've just beaten Leicester. We scored some goals, which is nice. Our strikers didn't score again. I started Greatrix. He didn't score. Osterfield came on. Didn't score. But we won 5-2. That's the main thing. Liverpool won 5-0. Man City won 3-2. They scored some late goals. Man United won. We have gone up to 5th, but Tottenham do have a game in hand. Next, we've got Bournemouth, who are 16th. So, like I said, our fixtures are favourable to finish in that top 5. But we need to make sure we win this next game away from home to really put the pressure on. So, at the bottom of the screen, Tottenham did play, and so did Arsenal. They both dropped points. Arsenal are no longer a problem to us. They're too good. But the big one is that Tottenham didn't manage to win against Fulham. So we are now rightfully in 5th. All games up to date. So we've got 2 left. We've got Bournemouth away in 16th. And we've got Bristol City at home in 13th. Tottenham have to play Arsenal. So hopefully they drop points there. And hopefully we can get 5th or 4th locked up. And sort of salvage the season. Because it's not been good. It's been the worst one in a while. And I don't know why, and I don't know what's happened. We have to have a serious review at the end of the season and see what happens. The second leg of the Champions League has been played, guys. Apologies, I'm a moron. I didn't hit record, or I did, and then I hit it again on accident. I pressed the key twice, basically, to start recording, stopped recording, and didn't realise until after the game. We went out. We won 3-2 on the night. We played really well. Osterfield scored 2 goals, which is nice because he's had a goal drought of 10 games, so that was nice. But we were 1 goal out. We lost 2-0 and won 3-2, so 4-3 out. Yeah, no trophies again. Barcelona beat Arsenal in the other semi-final, so it's going to be our Clásico. El Clásico in the final of the Champions League, and it's going to be held in, I think is that Baku in Azerbaijan? Yes, it is. So yeah, there it is. El Clásico, we got to the semi-final, so close to the final, it's ridiculous. We are really, really, really close. We're actually closer to winning the Champions League than the Premier League, which is mental, and I've never done it that way around before, ever. I'm actually quite proud of the team for getting to the Champions League semi-final, and only losing to Real Madrid by 1 goal. That first leg, when they dominated us at their place, was a killer, wasn't it? That was the main difference. If we could have just kept that to a draw, we'd be in the Champions League final, but that is ifs and buts. We managed to beat Bournemouth 4-2 away from home. We got a couple of injuries, and yeah, we scored 2 goals later on. I was starting to think maybe we're not going to get Champions League because Tottenham beat Arsenal 4-0, which is crazy. Liverpool have won the league, basically, with that 5-1 win. Man United won. Man City won against Bristol City, so they've stayed above us, which was really annoying. I thought they might get a draw, and then Man City scored in the 80th minute. Last game of the season, we have Bristol City, who have just done quite well against Man City, but we are at home, so we should beat them. We are the luckiest club in England right now. We've just got beaten by Bristol City at home. I don't know what's going on, guys. I just want the season to end. And Tottenham also lost to Norwich. So we're 5th. I think we're going to get Champions League. It's not guaranteed. We'll see. But yeah, Liverpool won the league. Man City won 8-1, so they solidified their 3rd spot. They've come out of nowhere and done really well because they were struggling at the start of the season. Arsenal drew 2-2, so they've gone into 4th, actually. Man City have jumped them. So the first one I'm going to talk about is Darren Nicholson. Played him a lot of times this season. 27 starts, 9 substitute appearances. And guess what? He didn't really improve at all. Slightly better in his marking, but if you look at his progress, he did a little bit of a jump and then nothing. And I don't think that's even a big jump because he's not improved really at all. We're struggling at centre-back really, really badly. Next season, I am going to have to put in some of those players in the last intake and the left-back from a couple of years back. I need to now make it quicker. We're going to have to take a couple of seasons off of being really good. There's not going to be any title challenges in the next couple of seasons, I don't think. But I need to get them up to scratch. Otherwise, we're not going to finish this, and players are going to not fulfil their potential quick enough. Another one, I don't know what to say. I'm not going to spend too long talking about him, but I don't know what has happened here. I don't know what's happened to him. I'm hoping it's an off-season, but he has just not improved at all. I don't think I've had one message about him training well, and he needs more first-team football. Last year, I was getting one every month. Maybe last year he got to his full potential, and this is it. I don't know, but either way, even if this is his full potential, he's still got decent attributes, and he should be playing better than that. So I'm not entirely sure what's happened. He's massively underperformed his XG, and yeah, like I said, hopefully it's a blip, and next season he starts better. But I'm very, very worried about him. Linton done it then was quite a bright spark this season, I'm not going to lie. 15 goals in all competitions in 28 starts. 1 in every 2 when he starts, which is amazing. He's a very good finisher, actually. He's a good crosser of the ball. And yeah, he's a bright spark this season. 7.17. And he's going to be playing 75% of the matches next season. He played half the Premier League games, just over half the Premier League games. So he is playing a lot, and he's improved a fair bit. I just need to keep going with him. Dylan Thompson's another one. He's played a lot of games, 17 starts, 3 goals, 2 assists, 6.94, which is not too bad. But the main thing is he's improved a lot. So he's going to take Hemsley's spot. He's going to be starting next season. Hemsley's going to be on the bench. It's Hemsley's time now to step down. And Dylan, hopefully by this time next season, should be, if he carries on like this, very, very good. But I don't want to get too carried away because Greatrix was doing the same sort of thing. And then now he's not. So I'm going to keep my expectations a bit lower, but I'm excited about Dylan. Simon Holland, he's improved a little bit as well this season. If we look at his progress tab and we go from the start of the season, he has improved a fair bit, to be totally honest. And his attributes have gone up as well, which is quite nice. His mentals as well. To be fair, his mentals look quite nice. I'm hoping next season he can be even better. He's considered 57 goals in 58 games, 17 clean sheets. 17 clean sheets is very good, but 57 in 58 after that isn't so good. But he's good in the right areas. I don't think he's necessarily one of the problems. I think it's our defence. He does quite well. As you saw in the Real Madrid game, he does quite well when he's called upon. It's just he's having to face a lot of chances because of the defence. So I think it's the defence's fault and not necessarily him. Next season, I'm going to be promoting Daniel Aguirre. He's going to be going into the first team. I don't know where he's going to go just yet. He might be back up right wing. But Odomosu's there as well a little bit. But he's got some pace. So I think he's going to be back up right wing to done it. But I need to get him in there because I think he's going to become quite good. And Odomosu's like 29 next season. So Brandon Hoare as well, the left back. He's going to be going into the first team next season. He's not improved too much this season, I don't think. Yeah, he hasn't. I do think I should have played him. It's probably a year wasted, to be totally honest. That's the start point, and that's the end point. So he's gone up a little bit, gone down a little bit. I think I need to start playing him in the first team. He's balanced personality, and I think when he gets around the first team, his personality should be a little bit better, and his determination should go up a little bit. So next season, he's going to be in the first team. Jerry Boyce is a right winger, but I'm trying to retrain him to right back. Now, I do realise that I need to work on his positioning and his marking, which is what I'm going to be starting to do. But I'm also trying to give him some agility and some balance, some pace, acceleration. And I think he might end up being our right back, like a wing back type. He's basically a winger, right? But if I can retrain him back there and work on his defensive skills, because they're quite good. 9 tackling and 8 marking is pretty good for a winger. But I don't think he's like out and out amazing for a winger. So I think he'd be better utilised at wing back. He's 6 foot as well, so he's got a decent height on him. Only 17. But I think next year, I think he's going to get some game time at right back. And in pre-season, I'm going to try and make that at least competent or accomplished. And we'll go from there. But yeah, I need to make some big changes, like I said. The other one as well that needs to play some sort of game time is Jack Wilson. Now, I don't know whether I just loan him out or we give him some game time, but the work rate is not very good. But I do think he should be playing. He's got 5-star potential and he's rated up against Isaac Brothers. So that is only a positive, which I need to have a look into. So he has to play some sort of minutes next season, even if it's just Carabao Cup, even if it's just coming off the bench like here and there if we're winning. But yeah, he does have to play some more games. So does Ion Kamoze. So I loaned him out to Cardiff in January. He's played 10 starts, 4 appearances, 4 substitute appearances, 2 goals. Not played too well, but he's improved a little bit. And his potential's gone back up to 4 stars. He's rated up against Bennett, so that's quite good. And he's coming along quite nicely, to be totally honest. I think he's going to get some game time next season as well. Probably back up on that left wing, inside forward. And yeah, 15 finishing, really nice. Just need to work on his decision making, his pace up a little bit more. And yeah, well, I don't think he's ever going to be like a world-class player, but I think if we can get him slightly better than that, we've got a really, really useful player that can play multiple positions and has got some good strength to his game. The other centre-back that I was talking about in pre-season, or at the end of last video, was Baden Pottage. I loaned him out to Dusseldorf in the second Bundesliga, and he's done quite well. 29 appearances in all competitions. He's improved a little bit, to be fair. I still don't think he's good enough for first team, but I don't see anything else that we can do. Like, there's no one really with potential. If you look at these centre-backs down there, I know you guys can't see, there's not really any. There's only Martin McKee, this guy, who played right back this season. He can play centre-back, but he's 5'10" with 7 jumping reach. Now, this guy actually played a lot of games this season, as you can see. 22 starts, 23 subs. And he actually improved a little bit. I'm not going to lie, he did. He started obviously in August, and he actually went there February to March. He did a big jump. I don't know how much potential's left in him, but right now he's doing all right at right back, so I'm going to keep him there. Bit of a forgotten man is Eric Grutunk. He went to Paris FC this season, played 34 games, 5 assists. He's got some decent attributes, to be fair. He's 21 now, and he hasn't really exploded into life. He looks okay, but he's a championship player, really. He says he's a good League 2 player, but I mean, that's way too good for League 2, right? You'd get away with that in the championship, no problem. Just don't think he's going to make it, which is a nightmare. I might try and loan him out again if I can, somewhere decent. So maybe another season of that and he becomes really good. I don't know. But right now, I can't see him getting into the team over other people with higher potential and who are already quite good already at like 3 years younger than him. Ali Darkin here, who I wonder if he could maybe become a centre-back in future. Now, his jumping reach is only 11. And we've got a couple of right-backs that are sort of in the under-18s. We've got Hakan Guven, who is going to be a right-back. He can't be a centre-back. He's only got 6 jumping reach. He's probably going to be a right-back for us. I need to work on his pace. And we also obviously have the right winger who I was speaking about that we have to retrain back to right-back. So I'm thinking Darkin, especially with his 11 jumping and he's 6 foot. If I can train him at centre-back, we might actually have a decent centre-back there. I mean, we'll see, right? But I feel like that's the best thing. He's probably the best option right now to train. He is 4 stars rated up against Joseph McLeod. So that's why he's not higher than that, because that's a very high level to get to. But I expect him to be that good. If I can improve him to centre-back levels, you never know. We could have a good player on our hands. But again, I think he's going to have to get some game time as well. So, 5th in the Premier League then, to end the video. Not on any of the charts here for player of the matches, clean sheets, assists, average ratings, goals. It's not been a good one, has it? If we have a look on this screen here, we've not finished lower than 4th in like 4 or 5 seasons. Since our first season in the Premier League, which we finished 9th. So, yeah, it looks like we're going backwards there. But hopefully it's just a blip and we can get back to top 3, at least top 4. Next season. Thank you for watching, guys. As always, we'll be back next season. I'm going to get straight on with it, get going, have a look at the squad. I'm going to make some sales as well to some players. I'm going to update you on that at the start of the next video. Please leave a like on it as well. Please leave a subscription on the channel. And until next time, as always, I'll catch you then. Goodbye.